I got 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes to give 5 steps of self love. 5 steps to loving yourself a lot better. How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a beautiful, what's today, Tuesday? I guess Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday. I'm guessing it's Tuesday. Um, so yeah, how y'all doing, man? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Listen, I'm gonna talk about for about 30 minutes. And when I say 30 minutes on my phone, that means I'm done, right? How y'all doing? Let me know how y'all doing, where y'all coming in from, what's good with y'all, how y'all feeling. It's Tuesday, y'all should be happy, y'all should be peaceful. I wanna talk about 5 steps into loving yourself. 5 steps into self-love. I think, hey T, Miss T Miami, I think a lot of us struggle. Hey Carmela, how you doing? Amazing. Hey Beverly, good morning. Hey Gigi. A lot of us struggle with self-love. And I get questions all the time. How do you love yourself? How do you love yourself? And the thing is, it's not as hard as we think, right? I think it's more difficult to not love ourselves than it is to love ourselves. I think it's a lot more difficult to not love yourself. Hey, Kashmir, how are you doing? Vanda, what's good? Helena, what's good? It's too, yeah. Hey, Spencer, how are you doing? Hey, Nani. I'm not happy, but I know God. Hey, that's good. But how do you love yourself? I think many of us are trying. And again, we trying because we trying. And by loving ourselves, I think many of us have an idea, let's, go to the gym and then, let's get our bodies right. Let's put some makeup on, let's do our nails, let's do some self-care. Are you right? And that's a part of it too, right? Loving yourself. But I think many of us forget the major parts of loving ourselves. Many of us, we miss the major parts. Hey, Kiona, good morning. How are you doing? You on time. Hey, Rena, good morning. Good morning. I love myself because if I didn't, who would? That is true. That is true. That is true. Hey, Diamond, how are you doing? Now, a lot of us don't know how to love ourselves because we're doing it in a physical aspect. Now, listen, I'm going to go straight to the point. I'm not even going to, listen, I'm not even going to sugarcoat. I'm not even going to waste time. I'm not even going to let you all wait for these things. Number one, many of us don't realize, right? Even, Corinthians tell you what to do with love, right? Corinthians chapter 13, First Corinthians chapter 13, right? The thing, the way how we love ourselves, we doing the physical things, we're getting the body right but the thing that we don't do, we don't forgive ourselves. First thing first, to love yourself, you have to remove the barriers that we place on ourselves so that more love can flow. To love yourself, you have to first remove the barriers that we have placed on ourselves so that love can continuously flow. And many of us are not removing the barriers that we have placed on ourselves. We are not removing those things. So we keep in our self-talk, right? We're keeping our attitudes there. We keep in our unforgiveness, our resentment to ourselves. And then we think that we can love ourselves more. Listen, the biggest thing about loving yourself is forgiving yourself. So how do you love yourself? Number one, you have to forgive yourself. Hey, Ali, good morning. Monroe, how are we doing? You have to forgive yourself. Many of you still holding grudge against yourself for something that you didn't know, something that you allowed to happen, somebody that came in and F your life up. You're still holding grudges against yourself. You cannot hold grudge against something that you love. Not against your kids, not against your spouse. It doesn't work. The relationship will suffer. So if you hold a grudge, whatever relationship that you have is not going to be a good relationship. It's going to be a rocky relationship. Hey, Carolyn, how are we doing? Yeah, we like to take ourselves out on dates. Let me go eat in a restaurant. Let me go eat at a fancy space. Let me go, pick my nose in the corner. Let me go make sure my face is good. Let me go put the face mask on. But the thing is, to love yourself, you must forgive yourself. Allow things to be. It is done. Let it be done. You cannot love yourself until you forgive yourself. I don't understand why we think that we can love ourselves. I don't care what you do to yourself. I don't care how you transform your body. I don't care what surgery that you have on your body. I don't care what you tell yourself. If you don't forgive yourself, you cannot love yourself because the love that you're going to experience will be suffering. The love that you experience will not be love. It will be a whole bunch of insecurity. You gotta, forgiveness is a big part of loving yourself. The second thing about loving yourself is creating boundaries. You cannot love yourself without boundaries. I don't know why you all think that you are going to let people walk over you and disrespect you and keep coming back and, abuse you. You have to create boundaries. To love yourself, boundaries is a huge deal. Many of us don't have boundaries. We don't set boundaries. And then when we do set boundaries, it's for a small amount of people. Hey, Supernova, how you doing? Many of us, hey, Elizabeth, when we set boundaries, it's for a small group of people. Not to our family members, not to our spouses, not to our, closest friends. We let those people F with us while everybody else, we set boundaries for them. Boundaries is to protect you from whoever it is in your life that doesn't want to be there. To love yourself is to experience setting boundaries. That is one of the biggest thing about love. The third thing is being kind to yourself. You don't want to be kind to yourself. You mess with yourself every day. Many of us mess with we go in a relationship with ourselves just to mess with ourselves. I don't understand why. How can we be kind? How can we not be kind to ourselves? Talking about I'm my biggest enemy. Why are you your biggest enemy? Why are you your biggest enemy? It sounds good. It sounds a lot more popular. It sounds like, but why? Do you ever ask, why am I my biggest enemy? Why am I my biggest critic? Why do I critique myself? It is silly. It's something that's silly that we do. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing things because we hear it all the time. Hey, Jade. eBay. We hear this all the time. I'm my biggest critic. I'm my biggest this. I'm my biggest enemy. Why? It's stupid. Why are you enemy? How far can you go with being your own enemy? You can't go far in life because you're going to always stop you. We got to stop that nonsense. It doesn't work. Become your best friend. Listen, number 4, you cannot love yourself and hate the past that brought you here. Hey, Brandy, you cannot love yourself and hate your past. You can't do it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. You cannot love yourself and hate your past. Many of you don't want to accept your past. Many of you don't want to understand that your past is your past. Many of you are trying to love yourself but hate your past. If you love yourself and hate your past, you become confused. Hey, Ball. Hey, Ball, beautiful. How you doing, girl? Ball Beauty, how you doing? I'm serious. Many of you trying to love yourself but hate your past. Listen, your past is a time. You can't hate yourself and based on the past. The past doesn't. Listen, one thing about the past that you realize is that. Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. One thing about the past, you realize that the past is not real. It's not proven. You can't prove the past. It doesn't exist. You can't let it go because it doesn't exist. Many of you trying to let go of the past. You can't let it go because it's not something that you can hold. It doesn't exist. I'm doing great too. It's good to see you. I'm doing amazing. Thanks for coming by. What's going on, Free? How you doing? Many of us, we can't love ourselves because we can't we are trying to let go of the past, but the past is not something that you can let go of because it's not real. It's only in your memories. So it's not real. You cannot let go of something that's not real. It doesn't work. And many of us, we just keep messing. You can't hate your past and love yourself. It's your past that brought you here. Period. Number 5. In the Bible, in Corinthians, when I explain to you what's love, one of the things that it says in one of those verses is that you can't use judgment. Judgment separates you from love. It don't make you love anymore. Hey, Sandria. I'm blessed too. Thank you. Thank you, Free. Many of us, we out here, we out here judging ourselves. Oh my God, look at this. I can't believe, look at this. Look at my life. Look at you judging yourself. To judge yourself is to misunderstand yourself. You can't love yourself with judgment. You can't love your spouse with judgment. You can't love your kids and judge. There's no judgment in love. There's no judgment in love. As a matter of fact, the Bible says, love holds no records of wrong. All the things that you're thinking about yourself is the wrong things that you did. Listen, your thing to love yourself is any different from loving anyone else. That's the problem. You think you will forgive somebody for what they did, but you can't. You hold yourself hostage for the same crap. You will forgive somebody for what they did, but you can't forgive yourself because you hold yourself in a different. It's stupid. It sounds good, but it's stupid. It's a stupid thing to think about. It's very stupid. You can forgive him, you can forgive her, but you can't forgive you. It's ridiculous. We gotta stop that stuff, man. Judging yourself don't work. All they do is separate you from everything else. Self-love, don't have a whole bunch of self-judgment. You know, one thing that judgment will let you do, you can't be free. You're not doing things based on freedom. You're doing things based on fear. That's what judgment does. It separates you. You cannot be free to do things. You are doing things based on fear, and doing things based on fear is not love. It's just nonsense. It's not real. See, many of us, I'm telling you, many of us want to love ourselves. We want to hear things like, yeah, have all this affirmation. Repeat affirmations. To repeat affirmations without believing the words that you are saying creates dissonance. That's all we're doing. I love myself. The mind says, no, you don't. You're stupid. You don't love yourself. Stop it. And then you repeat, I love myself. And the mind says, it's like telling yourself, I'm wealthy. I'm wealthy. And the mind is like, you broke as hell. Shut your mouth. Stop it. You ain't got $5 to rub against. You can't afford some bread. You can't afford a candy. You're broke. Hey, Wendy, good morning. So, I have affirmations. Affirmations don't work unless you believe them. When you repeat these things, when you repeat these affirmations, you have to believe them. You have to feel them. You have to have the emotion of them. That's what I'm saying. You have to have the emotion of them. Don't focus on loving yourself, but to love the Lord. You remember when Christ said, how do you say that you love the ones that you can't see, but you don't love the ones that you can? You know who you can see? You. When you look in the mirror, you know who you see? You. If love ain't in here, ain't a love for God. I don't know why we think that. Even the scripture said, how can you love the ones that you can't see, but you can't love the ones that you can see every day, your brothers and sisters? If you can't love yourself, how are we going to tell people don't focus on loving yourself? You see, this is what we preach to these kids and us. This is what we heard growing up. Don't love yourself. That's conceit. That's conceit. Don't love yourself. Ain't that what we're told? Don't love yourself. That's conceit. Oh, you just conceited now. Love the Lord. And now we have a whole bunch of folks loving the Lord but don't love themselves. And if you don't love yourself, listen, it sounds good. It sounds so good. It sounds amazing. Don't love yourself, love the Lord. With what love? Because the same love that you love yourself with is the same love that you can love the Lord with. You cannot experience something outside of you that you cannot inside of you. You cannot experience something outside of you if you cannot experience it on the inside first. So how can I love that word? How can I love outside, which is the Lord or my brothers or my sisters, and I cannot love on the inside? It makes no damn sense. But it sounds good. It sounds good to a whole bunch of religious people that tells you don't love yourself, love the Lord. And look at our people. Look at them. Look at our people. Just look at us. Like some damn fools walking around here, don't like their body, don't love their bodies, don't respect themselves, don't respect their elders, don't respect. Man, come on. What's up, Cherokee? How you doing, girl? I'm telling we looking at like some always divorced. We can't find happiness. We always triggered. But love the Lord. Don't love yourself. We ain't dealt with ourselves yet. We haven't met ourselves yet. But love the Lord, though. Love what you can't see, but don't love what you can. Don't love the proof. Don't love the only proof that you got. Love everything else. And it sounds good. But this is why I'm here to break that shit up. Because it don't make no damn sense. It doesn't work. It haven't worked. Because if it didn't work, look at our world. Look at us. Is it working? It sounds good, but it hasn't worked. Listen, listen, listen. Exactly. Hey, Shanice, how you doing? I missed you too. Long time to see. It doesn't work. Listen, the word love, everything must be experienced in you. Everything is experience. What's up, John? Everything is experienced in you. Everything is, hey, Lisa, everything is experienced within you. So how can you experience something outside of you without inside of you? How can you love on the outside but not love on the inside? How can you be kind on the outside but you don't recognize kindness on the inside? How can you be angry on the outside but not angry on the inside? Everything is experienced within you first. A matter of fact, when you love that candy or the dog or the cat, who experienced love? The candy or you? When you experience, listen, if I love you, who experienced love? Me or you? Is me. I'm the one who experiencing it. I'm the one whose thoughts. I'm the one in the feelings. I'm the one in my emotions. I'm the one in my consciousness. I'm the one in my body. I'm the one who experienced the pleasure of love. Not you. It's me. When I love, it's me experiencing it. So how can I experience something on the outside without the inside? It makes no damn sense. So love the Lord, but don't love. Even when Christ telling you, listen, how can you love what you can't see, but you miss everybody around here talking about it's so hard to love. It's hard to love my neighbors, but you can love somebody that you never seen, you never touched, you never licked, you never tasted, but you can love that because you know why? We love to make excuses. Everybody could love Jesus because he's so far away. Everybody could love God because he is so far. He don't trigger your ass. That's why. He don't trigger you. See, the people far away our ancestors don't trigger us. So we can love them. Ooh, I love my ancestors. They don't trigger you. Jesus, God forbid if Christ was here right now, he would trigger you. You're walking around, you're thinking that you're better than everybody. You're thinking that you're walking in water and stuff. I can't stand him. He think that he just so saved. He think that he's the only one. Everybody would trigger you. Talking about, come on. Listen, I love Jesus, yet your life looks like you don't love yourself. Doing the same crap. Doing same crap. Not taking care of yourself, not eating well, not eating right. Look at our churches. Everybody, everybody don't care about what they eat, high cholesterol, diabetes. What are you saved from? Yourself? Not from yourself because you keep murdering yourself. Everybody is saved, but yet diabetes, cancer, heart attacks, everything is affecting you, but yet you're saved. What are you saved from? It makes no sense. See, we don't question what we heard. That's the problem. We don't question what we hear. Listen, I'm not debating you all that God is not real. Listen, I'm not saying God ain't real. Listen, you all, see, some of you all don't want, some of you all, boy, some of you all just want to hear what you all want to hear. This is for grown people conversation. This is for grown people. Nobody's an atheist here. So let me cancel out all the arguments. Ain't no atheist here. I'm not an atheist. Please, I'm not an atheist. So cut that nonsense out. Ain't nobody talking about, you don't love Lord. What? How come the air? You can't see the air. Come on, my son who is 9 years old keeps saying we're not talking about that. Let's grow up. We're talking about love. How does loving yourself bring all these issues? Come on, man. Come on. All I'm saying is this. Hey, hey, only one key. How we doing? All I'm saying is this right here. Hey, MK, how you doing? All I'm saying is this. To love yourself, you have to remove all the stuff. See, because the truth is, right, John? The truth is love is always present. But we cover it up. A bunch of anger, a bunch of insecurities, a bunch of your own thoughts, a bunch of your own resistance, a bunch of your own interpretations, a bunch of your bitterness, what you experience, and we cover it up. We just cover it up. We cover it up, and then we can't experience it. First, I'm saying to love yourself first is to experience. First, you have to uncover all those things. You have to remove all those things. So for one thing, forgive yourself. Remove the resentment. Listen, things happen to every one of us. We allow things to happen because we didn't know any better. We did things. We set things. We allow people to come in our lives and change things and F things up. We didn't. Listen, that's what we did. We did it. Okay, we did it. We did this stuff. That's all I'm saying. We did this stuff. Forgive. But not just forgive yourself. See, to experience love, you have to forgive others too. You have to forgive others. You have to forgive them for what they did, because that is what you're using to cover up the love. It's unforgiveness. You have to remove that stuff. You have to find the strength to forgive yourself. Listen, I'm telling you all, man, you have to find the strength to forgive yourself and to forgive others. A matter of fact, hey, Burness, how you doing? A matter of fact, I've come to a place where I don't even forgive people anymore because I don't hold grudges to people. What you do is because of you. It's not because of me most of the times. So I don't even have a desire to forgive you because I'm not even disappointed in you. It's being accountable. Listen, forgiving you for what? You did what you showed me who you are. You did what you did. You showed me you. That's just you. See, what you did is because of what you experienced, what you're going through. What you did is because your own pain, your own insecurities, your own doubt, your own feelings on the inside. You are projecting it. I don't have to forgive you because I understand the pain. I understand that when we are hurt, we hurt others. I understand when we are hurt and when we are fearful, we say things, we do things. I get it. So me forgiving you is pointless. No, you good. Hey, Crone. We good. We don't even so this is the sum of your spiritual journey of the last 3 years. Nice way of thinking. I don't have to forgive anybody because I don't really take you seriously. But you have to forgive, man. You have to forgive. You have to remove all own self-talk. Listen, you got to talk to yourself like how you talk to your own kids. You don't tell your kids all that stuff. Yeah, Crone. I'm pretty. You mean petty or pretty? Good morning, Lady Africa. Listen. Yeah, Drea, you gotta talk to yourself like you will someone that you actually love. Talk to yourself like you talk to your children. You can't tell your children you ain't nothing. You ain't gonna never be nothing. You stupid. I can't believe you allow. Listen, first thing first, stop talking to yourself like you don't respect yourself. To experience self-love, you must have self-respect. One don't work with the other. If you don't have self-respect, self-love don't come. Love don't come. Love don't come. You could only experience God as deep as you experience yourself. And if a whole bunch of stuff is blocking you, you're sick, you can't think, you can't breathe, you can't eat, how much can you love God? That's what I'm saying. You can only love God as much as you love yourself, because guess what? If you stuck and you're in a whole bunch of insecurities and you're anxious and you're scared and you're fearful, how can that be projected as love? That's like me going to the store with $5 expecting to give 100. You can't. You can only give what you have. You can only give what you have. But many of us, our parents or grandparents, yeah, love, 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 love. This is why the new commandment was love your neighbors as you love yourself. First, as you love yourself, you must, as you love your neighbors, you must love yourself. And only then can you love your neighbors. Only that way can you love your neighbors. Only that way can you love your neighbors. But that's not true, right? Why he says the one commandment that I leave with you guys, love. Love your neighbors as you love yourself. Because if you do that, see, to love yourself, self-love is really not as easy and it's really not as hard, but it takes some awareness. It takes some awareness, man. It takes some awareness. It takes awareness. It takes awareness. For one, man, remove those things that you have in your heart. Thank you, Merlene. Seriously. Let go of what you're holding on to. Sometimes you're holding on to what people tell you in the past. Sometimes you're holding on to what people, convinced you of. Sometimes people convince you of that you're not good enough. Sometimes people have convinced you that you're ugly. Sometimes they convince you that you don't know what you're talking about. They convince you that you're never going to be good, that you're never going to amount to anything. They convince you and you believe that, and that becomes a governor to your faith, to your understanding. So now you have that governor on your mind. You can't even release that governor to love yourself, to experience yourself. Hey, Adriana, how you doing? What's up, Miranda? Many times we just don't understand it. How can you let go without understand why you need to let go? That's a good question. If I want to experience love, yeah, Ashley. Is that Ashley Robinson, somebody I knew from the military? Is that? No, probably not. If I, see, many of us, we hold on to a lot of things, right? And with those things, that could only give us the same thing over and over. It keeps us in the same cycle. It keeps us in the same cycle. You don't have to read the Bible to have that. That's common sense. If I'm holding on to somebody who don't like me in an abusive relationship, it tells me, hey, let that go before you find someone else. Listen, some things is common sense, we run to the books, we run to the Bible. Some things are common sense. This is a physical life. Some things are very common sense. I think we think all the answers, the answers are all in you. The answers is all in you. It's not the Bible that gives us. That's common sense. If you need the Bible to teach you common sense, something is wrong with you. If you wanted the Bible to teach you ethics and more, something is wrong with you. If you need the Bible to teach you, hey, don't do unto others as you would like them to do unto you, then something is wrong with you. You have ethical problems. That means you are damn psychotic. You are sociopath. If you need the Bible to tell you, listen, hey, if you don't like that, don't do it. Something is off. If you need the Bible to tell you, listen, if I have a husband or if I have a wife and she's pissing me off and she's getting on my nerve, I must let her go before I get another one. If you need the Bible to tell you that, something is off with you. Let's talk common sense, man. Listen. See, this is why we don't grow as a people, man. This is why we don't grow as a people. Because we are always bringing some stuff in here that you don't understand. And that's why we're not free. We're not free. This is common sense. This is common sense. Listen, check this out, right? We need to understand certain things. For you to experience your fullness, it's for you to stop carrying a bunch of trash. And these trash are the insecurities that we carry, all the pain that we're holding on to, all the anger, all the bitterness, all the pride. To experience the fullness of life, we have to remove those things. Matter of fact, when you remove pride and all those stuff, so again, love is always within you. What's up, Sugar? How you doing, Sugar Rush? When you remove all them stuff, a lot of times you might find love. But if you hold on to all them stuff, like I said, self-love is not about going to the store, going to get some clothes, going shopping, doing your makeup, doing your nails, going to the gym, getting fit. Self-love is all about first thing first, forgiving yourself. Then finding self-respect. Then setting boundaries. Those things is what creates love, because you remove a bunch of toxicity in your body. If you love yourself, the things that you put into your body will change. What you put into your body will change. What you put in your mind will change. How you talk to yourself. If I talk to my children like this, I encourage them. Maybe I should do it to myself. Because when I encourage my children, they love me. So maybe if I encourage myself, I will love me too. I will love me too. Maybe my self-talk, I should change my self-talk by reprogramming my mind. Maybe I should just keep thinking differently. I should change my thinking. I can change my habits. I can change the way I think because the way I think makes me feel terrible. Self-love is all about removing those things that you have in you that's stopping you from experiencing the fullness of love. If I can remove those things that's stopping me from experiencing love, then I will actually have love without trying. See, love is not something that you have to do. Self-love is not something that you have to try. What you have to do is remove those crap, remove those toxic stuff. That is true, Drea. That is true. It ain't always common. Self-talk is very important. Self-talk is very important, man. Thank you, I am me. Thank you so much. Listen, all I'm saying, this is not a debate about the Bible. This is not debate. If you all want to go debate about the Bible and stuff, why don't you all go to a different podcast that's saying those things? I'm not debating any Bible stuff. You all want to argue with me. I don't know why you all argue. I haven't done anything wrong. Being selfish makes hard to have positive self-talk. That is true too. Why you all coming here and arguing with me about self-love? I don't understand. I don't understand. Why don't you all, if you want, go to a Bible podcast that supports your belief system? Hey, come on now. We're talking about practical things. We're talking about practical things to do. Practical things that you can do. Listen, I'm telling you, practical things. One of the best things to do is to set boundaries. Because when you set boundaries, people can't come in your ears convincing you that you ain't shit. eBay for real. People, see, when you create boundaries, people don't walk in your boundaries, abusing you, disrespecting you. The same Bible studies, right? People don't come in your life and change the way you think and change the way and change you. That's what creating boundaries do. So therefore, you protect yourself by being stand up. That's what you must do. Create boundaries. The next thing is creating self-respect. You have to have self-respect. You must respect that you are a vessel that carries the Creator. And if you understand that what your presence represents, you carry the Creator everywhere you go. So therefore, you must respect the self that's carrying the Creator. This is a creation of the Creator. So it must be important. It must be valued. It must be very important. So therefore, you protect it at all costs because you have to protect what you love. That's one of the things. When you have babies, what you do is protect it. When you have your favorite shoes or your favorite car, you protect it at all costs. So one of the things that you have to understand is that protection is a big part of love. But if you just have anybody come in and destroy it, when you have anybody come in and destroy it, and that's many times when you don't have boundaries. So when you have anybody come in there and destroy it and come in there and, walk, over your stuff with a bunch of dirty shoes and disrespecting you, then you're not protecting it. But protection is one of the biggest keys when it comes to love. One of the biggest orders. Do you see what I'm saying? If you read your Bible, you will know Andrea, let me remove you from your stuff because some of y'all just don't. Here you go. Hide you, sir. Go to somebody else. There you go. Go somewhere else. Listen, we have to care about ourselves good enough to understand this. Can you tell us more about your life? Who are you, my brother? Look up, my life is your life. We have the same life. This is life. What you breathe is what I breathe. Right? Why you want to know about my... What you breathe, I breathe. What your skin is made of, my skin is made of the same thing. Right? We have the same energy that's running through our veins. We have the same blood. Right? We look like human beings. I look just like you. I have eyes, I have nose, I have mouths. We are the same. Listen, I promise you, what you breathe, I breathe. We are everything. Your body your flesh came from the food that you ate. My body came from the same meat, chicken, strawberries, apples, dirt, the same dirt we came from. That's it. So that's my life. My life is very simple. It's just like yours. Am I crazy or what? Am I tripping? Let me know. See, we always trying to find differences. We're not different. Listen, simple as that, right, man? Simple as that. We all chicken with seasoning. Remember, they said chicken with seasoning. We all came from the same place, man. Listen. We all just have different ideas and thoughts. But if your ideas and your thoughts make you a better person, then keep holding on to it. Listen, I'm not trying to change your mind. If your ideas and your thoughts make you a better person and you powerful and you have this amount of power on this planet where all of thine is mine and you have a connection to your creator, keep it. If it works for you, keep it. We are all part of the one. That's all I'm saying. You trying to find differences. Why? Why are you looking for differences? Ain't we all part of the body of Christ? When people ask me, tell me. Listen, man. All I'm saying is this right here. All I'm saying is this right here. All I'm saying is this right here. Sometimes we gotta think for ourselves, and sometimes we gotta think common sense. Seriously. Sometimes we're gonna think common sense. How do I love my spouse? How do I love my children? What do my children need for me to show them love? They might want some encouragement. They might want some affection. They might want some self-respect. They might want some discipline. They might want some boundaries. And therefore, I might want the same thing. Because many of us, we go so long without having these things. We go for so long. We go for so long without these things. And we forget that we need it too. We go forever without giving ourselves these things. We go forever without giving ourselves these things. And we don't realize that we need the same things that a child needs. Because we never grown. We are never grown. What a child needs. Listen, enforcement is a very important thing that a child needs. Thank you, Kendra. A child needs enforcement, reinforcement. Sometimes when a child comes to you and telling you that he or she flunks the school thing, you don't tell them, yeah, you're right, you're stupid. It's because you're stupid. It's because you're crazy. It's because you ain't good enough. No, you don't say that. You encourage them. It's okay, baby girl. Do it again. Do it again. Let's do it again. Try again. Just don't stop trying. Many of us, we're telling ourselves, you know what? It's because I can't. It's because I'm foolish. It's because we give ourselves the false stuff. Listen, all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. Loving yourself takes a lot more mental stuff than physical stuff. We are trying to do physical things to love ourselves. And yes, it feels good. But we have to go in our minds, man, and remove those blockages. We have to go in our minds and remove those judgments in ourselves. You know, many of us, we keep judging ourselves, man. We gotta go in our minds to stop judging yourself. Let yourself be. Just let yourself be. Allow yourself to be. Just allow. If you want to do something, do it. If you don't want to do something, do it. Don't do it. But if what you do brings you bad karma or bad consequences, then you realize, oh, now I know. Now I know I shouldn't do this because it doesn't work for me. So let me stop. Let me stop doing it. Let me change my ways. Let me repent and not do this again because this brings me pain. So you have to go inside the mind and see what you keep doing. Sometimes, like Miranda said, you need somebody to love you. No, we say things like, many of us, yeah, I am me. Well, what's to just try? Mom used to say, if you say you can't, then you can't, and it's true. Free your mind. If you hate who made you, how can you love yourself? who say anything about who made you? Luca, just sometimes, just, you know what? Let me put you in timeout because you're like a kid. 5 minutes timeout, Luca. If you stay there after 5 minutes, then you're welcome to talk again. But Lord, what are you all listening to? Am I saying that you all ever hear me say to hate God or something? Is that what I'm saying? Lord, who talk about hate anything? people, people just jump in. People just want to. Why do people like to debate? Jamisha, listen, man. Like Lord Jesus. I haven't mentioned anything about hating God, hating yourself, hating your parents. Where are we getting this from? I don't get it. Man, I don't understand. Hey, but that it's true. All I'm saying, listen, again, all I'm saying, I don't think you are hearing me, man. All I'm saying, I'm just here giving a message. Many of us are trying to love ourselves. I'm just telling you how to go about doing it. Just how to go about doing it so that you can access more of yourself. Because listen, someone said one of the master quotes that I've learned is this: when I begin to look for God, I found myself. And when I look for myself, I found God. And when I understood that quote, it took me a long time to get that quote. When I looked for God, I found myself. And when I looked for myself, I found God. And when I thought about that quote, man, hey Amanda, when I thought about that quote, I was like, dang, it's one and two. It's the law of totality. The law of totality says that if I have a slice of bread, it's the same bread I'm eating. Whether the bread is in the pack or the bread is on the counter or the bread is on a plate, it's the same bread. It's the same experience that you have of the bread. So the law of totality experiences, when you experience myself, I experience God. Listen, look at the law of totality. The law of totality. Everything is one. The entire universe is one. To experience one thing is to experience the whole thing. Mic drop, Miranda. To experience one thing, hey Tamara, is to experience everything is just one. But we just have the idea that something is specifically this way, and there's nowhere else that it can be. It's not true. And I think that's why we destroy ourselves. That's why we destroy ourselves, because we think God is this and this is this. We don't even know yourself yet. So when you see that aspect of you, you fight it. You did not, oh, that's not me. I have this thought in my mind. Oh my God, I'm none of God. Listen, thoughts come and thoughts go. And it ain't got nothing to do with you. Why is it so easy to hurt self? It's so easy to hurt self because we are always with self. It's always easier to hurt the ones that we are around. This is why we are always hurting our spouses, our girlfriends or boyfriends, the one that we love the most, our kids, because those are the ones who experiences who we are the most. Exactly, Miranda. So it's easier to love yourself because it's easier to hurt yourself is because the program is natural. To bring pain is natural. To bring love, you have to think about it. And many of us don't think. Many of us are just experiencing thoughts. You hear what I just said? Many of us don't think. Many of us are just experiencing thoughts. Because if you're not focused on what you are thinking, if you're not thinking on purpose or intentionally, you are just experiencing a natural effect based on your frequency that you're in. Based on the frequency that you're in, that's what you're going to experience. So many of us don't think. So that's why it's hard. Listen, if you don't climb up, naturally you stay down or you go down. And when you stop elevating, you start to decrease. So it's easier to hurt ourselves because we're not trying to love ourselves. We're not climbing up. We're not walking up the ladder. Listen, if you stop doing something, you become bad at it. If you don't continuously do something, you're going to stop doing it. You're going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. It's consistency. Many of us are not consistent. Like, for instance, go on a diet. I want to be on a diet. but I'm not consistently there. I'm not consistently thinking. I'm not consistently eating what I'm supposed to eat. So my weight getting worse and worse and worse. It's a consistency walk. It's a consistency in all things. So we have to understand, hey, Mr. Fire. So it's just being consistent on this journey. So how is it easy to hurt ourselves? It's because we are not consistently trying to change that program, to do right for ourselves, to seek understanding, to seek wisdom, to invest. That's why it's easy. You know, you see like how it's easy to go back to drinking or smoking? Or, easy to go back to eating fast food or junk food? It's because when you're not consciously doing something, you're going back. So this life right here, in this journey, you have to be intentional. The collective makes it hard to keep the mind calm to many in a low frequency. Of course, of course, of course, of course. But it has to be intentional, man. This journey has to be intentional. Whether you're a Christian, Muslim, it has to be intentional. Whether you're a Buddhist, whatever you are, whether you're a doctor, you have to be intentional. Because if you're not, you're going to slip continuously. So yeah, that's why we hurt ourselves. A matter of fact, let me just say this. To love yourself, you must be intentional, especially in the beginning. You must be intentional. You must be intentional. Intent must be a thing. Because if not, the collective will give you reason to can't stand yourself, to hate yourself. Because if I do you wrong, I do myself harm. If I lie to you, I lie to myself. See, whatever I do on the outside affects me on the inside. Whatever I do on the outside, I must do on the inside. So if you're not intentional, you're going to start doing things on the outside that disturbs your inside. The way how you're going to start feeling about your friends. Because if I'm not intentional about loving my friends, naturally when they piss me off, I'm going to judge them. I'm going to bring all these feelings and insecurities. I'm going to tell them all these things. And when I speak, my words only reflect in me. So therefore, I begin to destroy myself with my same words. So I must be intentional when I talk to everybody. Because when I speak, I reinforce what I believe. When I speak, I reinforce what I think. And I want to think intentionally. So we have to understand this. Hey, Sonny, we have to be intentional when we are on this journey of self-love. If you're not intentional, it just don't work. Loving yourself is not as easy as it looks. But I think hating yourself is more work. I think hating yourself is more work, man. It's a lot more work. It's a lot more. Lord, it's hard. It's hard work to hate yourself, man. It's hard work to despise yourself. It's hard work to go against yourself continuously. It's hard work to keep judging yourself, finding faults with yourself, finding insecure. It's hard work, but we do it like it's nothing. We do it like this. Can you give an example of being intentional? Okay, like for instance, today. Hey, Vivian, how you doing? Intentional is like this right here. Naturally, we wake up, right? Naturally, we wake up and we just start our day, right? And we read a message and somebody talked to us and they said something that pissed you off. Yes. And then you're angry. So being intentional is like, you know what? My intent today, sometimes you got to make your own intentions. Hey, Candy. Sometimes my intention is not to be angry today. Today I'm not be angry. I choose to be grateful. That's my intention. I choose to be grateful. So when the opportunity comes to be grateful instead of being angry, I choose gratitude, right? That's being intentional. Today I choose. Today I'm not gonna. Today I am. Today I want to. Today I'm experiencing peace. Today, that's intentional. So you have to be intentional because being intentional says that you have a choice. You have a choice. I have a choice. Do things that make you feel good about yourself. Doing hard or challenging things, helping others and bringing light to dark spaces is how you start self-love. But you have to be intentional, man. Many of us are not intentional. We just react. And when you react, you are choosing to suffer. You are choosing to do something without thinking. You are choosing the hard way, or as you call it, the easy way. So intentional is something that you have to do. Because I'm telling you, the natural program is for you to react on the outside. This happens, oh my God. It's raining, oh, I can't stand the rain. It's hot, oh my God, it's so hot. Somebody give you a middle finger, you want to chase them down. Yeah, actually, what's up, spiritual angel? How you doing, man? What's going on? You know what I mean? Somebody give you a middle finger, you want somebody cut you off in traffic, you wanna chase them down and put up on the side and cuss them out, then get shot. It's not worth it. You have to be intentional, man. Being intentional. Today, this is what I'm gonna do. If you start being intentional, the way how you love will be different. Yeah, Kendra, it's gonna be on YouTube. It's on YouTube. My YouTube is Conscious Kirk with a K. But I'm telling you, man, listen, loving yourself is a beautiful thing. And I think the more, sometimes it's so hard to love ourselves that it's so hard to love others too. It's so hard to love ourselves that it's so hard to love others. Because you're ready to quit, you're ready to judge, you're ready to criticize and critique, you're ready to, you know, you do the same thing to others as you do to yourself. A lot of us do the same thing to others as we keep doing to ourselves, and we have to remember, be patient with yourself. Patience is a part of love. Love is patience. Patient. Love is kind. Patience is there. Nobody want to be patient anymore. Nobody want to be patient because we think that we should be here when we are here. We think I can't believe I. Listen, you gotta be patient. Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We gotta be patient. So the other three steps. So Carmela. So number one, the first step. The first step was this: forgive yourself as you forgive others. To experience the love inside of you that's stuck in you, that's stuck in your heart, that's covered up. First thing first, you must forgive yourself as you forgive others. You must forgive yourself. Second thing, right? So forgive yourself and forgive others. The second thing, I believe it was remove judgment from yourself. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging everybody else. When you judge people, you are only experiencing a bunch of resistance. You are experiencing resistance. You're experiencing your own judgment because you're not experiencing clarity. You are only using judgment. So remove judgment. Number three, create boundaries. I think boundaries was number two, but judgment was number three. Create boundaries. Boundaries, you gotta hold fast to those boundaries because boundaries protect you. Boundaries keep people outside who want to come in and destroy your house. So I'm saying boundaries will bring people in who don't deserve to be in. How they want us to be, Kirk. I mean that. I'm tired. You know what I mean? So set boundaries. The fourth one, set boundaries. Self-respect. Self-respect and self-love goes together. You have to have self-respect. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how much you want something. Self-respect. You must respect yourself. You must show yourself because you carry the creator within you. You carry the creator within you. You carry the creator within you. You carry the creator everywhere you go. So you must respect your own presence. You must respect self. That was the fourth one. And I said some other stuff, but that I totally forgot. Because I think I was a little distracted. Forgiving yourself is forgiving others. We are one. I love it. 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 When you love yourself enough, you begin leaving whatever wasn't healthy. You have to remove yourself from situations that's stopping the love. Facts. You have to remove yourself from places where we're stifling that love. Many of us, we stay in the same place, the same environment, and our love don't grow because we are stifled. Sometimes when you're not growing, there's nothing wrong with the seed. It's just that we are in the wrong environment. We are in the wrong soil. We are planting ourselves in the wrong soil. And when we plant ourselves in the wrong soil, we can't grow. And that's why many of us ain't growing. That's why many of us just don't grow. Because we are planted in the wrong environment. Listen, you have to remove yourself. You can't heal where you are not, where you are hurting. We have to, listen, to love yourself, man, is to experience life fully. To love yourself is to be free. Because it frees up so much about you. It frees up so much about who you really are. Many of us, we live in guilt. We live in insecurities. We have anxiety. We have depression. And like I said before, everybody preach love Lord first. There's a lot of people in church who's depressed. Can I say one thing? Let me say one more thing, man. Let me say one more thing. And I don't want y'all taking this wrong, because I know y'all listen so closely just to debate me and what I say. I just want y'all to understand. I'm not here, listen, I'm not here to make nobody feel guilty or feel bad to argue or debate with anyone. I don't really care to do that. But let me say this. And I want you to think about it. Because this is not meant to be anything bad. When you love yourself, right? And it's not even loving yourself, because when you experience love, it's not even loving yourself. There's no such thing as loving yourself, really. But when you experience love on the inside, I think that's what loving yourself really is meant to be. When you experience love on the inside, because to love self is to love everyone else. To love self is to love the Lord, right? To love self is to love everything else. It's just one love. What happens on the inside happens on the outside. When you have love on the inside, the energy flows differently. The energy is flowing differently. Miranda, I know, right? Seriously, I mean, for real. When you love, right, it's like your energy flows differently. Thank you, Belinda. But I want you to understand, when your energy flows differently, your fruits become ripe. What's up, Bio Money? Seriously, your fruits become ripe. Your fruits become sweet. And when I say fruits, I mean everything that you desire. Because the energy is flowing. The energy is not being restricted, so it's going to the fruits. In a tree, if the tree is in the perfect sunlight, the perfect temperature, the perfect energy running to the tree, the fruits will come. On the season, the fruits has to come. Hey Jen, how are you? The fruits have to come. If you look, because energy is flowing effortlessly, the fruits has to come. I want us to look at love that way. When you have that fully functional flow of energy, when you have that flow, I'm telling you right now, man, your fruits will actually, we're gonna water our garden, right, Carlos? The fruits will come. I promise you, the fruits always come. And I think many times we, in a state of lack, we lack this, we lack that, we lack this, we lack, because the energy is not flowing. Listen, sometimes you have to stop focus on what you really think and what you really feel, and let go of that, what people think about you, so that your energy can flow. The energy has to flow. It has to flow. Exactly my situation. Amazing. To love others, you have to have compassion for others so you can have compassion for yourself. Compassion is a big key of love. Empathy. Respect. And nothing broken. Exactly, Ashley. Listen, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. That flow. When you have that flow, everything you touch, the flow passes on to it. Your finances. Your health. Your strength. Your relationships. Listen, you see, and when I talk about these things, I think it's misunderstood a lot. Because I think in your mind, there's some judgment in there. There's no judgment in that. But I'm telling you, hey, where am I? Where am I? How are you doing? I'm telling you, man, when the energy begins to flow, the energy goes to all the branches. It goes to the roots. It goes to your fruits. Your fruits become ripe. Your fruits become sweet. Listen, what did the scripture say? Didn't the scripture say that you shall know them by their fruits? Someone said the apple don't fall far from the tree. Ain't that what the people always say? Well, let's think about that logically. The apple don't fall far from the tree. I want to look at your finances. Look at your health. Look at your happiness. Look at your peace. The apple don't fall. The apple is those fruits. The apple is your happiness. The apple is your family. The apple is your relationship. The apple represents your health. The apple represents your finances. It is all in the flow. Come on, man. Let's be honest. Let's be real. The apple is the fruit, and you shall know them. How can you go to how do you know when something is an apple tree when there's no apples on it? You don't know. You will never know it's an apple tree until you see the apple. So when you look at your life, love, peace, there's fruits. That's why it's good to stand firm on your boundaries, because some people try to stagnate you from your flow. I'm telling you, the flow, man, the flow brings balance to everything in your life. I think we are so used to suffering. We are so used to suffering that we forget the flow. By your fruits you are known. I don't care what nobody says. You can't be a apple tree in the DNA and produce bananas on the outside, on the limb. Hey, love music. You cannot be an apple tree in your DNA, in your roots, and produce bananas. It doesn't work like that. Does it? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. But you can't do it. So the reason why we are not bringing what we want to bring to this physical reality is because we are not rooted in what we need to be rooted in. Our roots are different from our fruits. Yes, in your mind you have this intention, but on the tree, your fruits is not bearing. But many of us don't want to hear that because it sounds like something I'm doing is wrong. Something I'm doing is God. So you're saying it's me? By your fruits. Same to you, Sugar Rush. You do the same thing too. By your fruits you are known, man. But the flow, Rena, for real, that flow must be there. Chastity, how you doing? That flow must be there, man. That flow must be there. You can turn a bird into an apple. That flow must be there. So I'm telling you, man, sometimes, thank you, Keys. Sometimes we must let go of the nonsense that's stopping the flow. Let go of the people that's stopping your flow. Because I think we're holding on to a lot of things that's stopping the flow. We're holding on to thoughts that's stopping the flow. You know what? Let me know how you know what thoughts that you're holding on to that's stopping the flow. When you have all them pains in your body, sometimes you're stopping the flow. Your back hurts. Your knee hurts from nowhere. You haven't been injured. Your back, you start to have pain. Sometimes your knees, your hips, the flow is being stopped. I don't know this, right? It's the flow. The energy is not flowing. There's pain and restriction. There's tension. The flow is restricted. Sometimes you got pain in your neck and your shoulders. The flow is restricted. That is life telling you. That is the body telling you your flow is off. Kendra, for real, your flow is off. That's the body telling you, hey, change your thoughts, because your thoughts change your flow. I'm telling you. Your thoughts. So a lot of times, to experience the flow, you got to change your thoughts. You got to convince yourself of different thoughts. Your flow is restricted. Sometimes, listen. Sometimes all the emotions that you have is restricting your flow. Because all the emotions that we have, we cannot experience life fully. Because every time truth comes to us, we get emotional. We can't stand it. Oh, you judging me. Oh, I feel triggered. Oh, it's stopping the flow. Your flow ain't flowing anymore. Because now here you got this anger emotions. When life is showing you this, instead of accepting the truth, you stop the truth and become anger. You become angry with the truth. You become angry with yourself. You become angry with what you hear. So therefore you stop the flow. And when you stop the flow, here comes pain. You think all these physical pains, is normal? Hey, Louisiana Queen. After I let go of negative emotions and pain. Yeah, she is. You think all this pain in our body just come from nowhere? Thank you, Tashina. These pain in our bodies come from the way how we think. Other times you have issues with your security and you feel like your relationship is broken, and then you feel like you're broke, and then you have no money, your back start hurting you. The flow is paused. Sometimes you're being sexually abused or stuff, and then you know it's hard to let go of that. I can imagine. But then you stop in the flow because now you have a whole bunch of thyroid. I mean, not thyroid. You have a bunch of cysts in your womb. You have fibroids. You have infertility issues. You got extra bleeding issues. You got pain in your abdomen. You have a very strong emotions. You carry guilt. You carry shame. You stop in the flow. The flow is stopped. You have to let go of everything that's in the flow. Because you have to see the importance of letting go. See, when you find the importance of letting go, you'll stop. See, listen, when the doctor tells you, listen, if you smoke one more cigarette, you won't make it. At that moment, I don't have to ask, how do I stop? At that moment, I understand. See, understanding is what brings the stoppage. Understanding. When the doctor tells you, if you smoke one more, thyroid issue, I was okay with listen, thyroid issues. When you don't want to speak your truth, when you gotta stay quiet because you want to save somebody's feelings, when you feel like you're misunderstood, that nobody listens to you, here comes thyroids. Here comes your throat. Your throat feel heavy. When you gotta say something to please people, to appease to people's feelings and emotions, when you have to say and you can't speak the truth, here comes these thyroid issues. Oh, you can't swallow, you can't cry, you can't show your emotions, here comes thyroids. It be effing with us. If the doctor tells you, if you smoke one more time, if you take one more smoke, you won't make it. Oh my God, Kirk, I'm crying because that's how it started. I started feeling that. I'm telling you, we stopped the flow. We stopped the flow. A lot of times women develop thyroid issues in relationship that's not healthy because the way how you communicate. See, thyroid is your throat chakra. And when you're not communicating, when you can't speak your truth, when you feel misunderstood, nobody hears me, nobody understands me, then you get quiet, then you stop talking, then you bite your truth, and you swallow a lie, then energy, it's not flowing up. So it creates a whole bunch of issues in your neck, in your throat chakra. And a lot of time, it stops the flow. You got to speak your truth. You don't understand this. Self-love says a lot. Self-love says, let yourself be free. Let yourself be fruitful. Multiply. But it's not just your kids. It means remove everything that's blocking your energy. People want to argue with me about this. I'm not saying nothing wrong or bad or negative. I'm telling you, sometimes it's deeper than what we think. I don't know why people come on here telling me to stop talking about God. See, this right here, nobody teaches these things. Hey, love from me. Hey, Cleo, how you doing, girl? How you doing? Hey, thanks, spiritual angel. Nobody teaches us these things. So here we are. Our flows are being stopped. Sometimes, right? Sometimes somebody leave you. Somebody ghosts you, right? And when they ghost you, when they divorce you. Good, Miss Cleo. When they divorce you. When they leave you. We begin to restrict the flow of energy to our hearts. Right? So the energy is going up, but the heart is saying, but I don't feel good. I don't want to accept it. Oh my God, no, you can't go. So I begin to become bitter. I begin to become angry. I begin to hate the fact that I love him. So I begin to resist me loving him or me loving her. I begin to try to stop loving. So I begin to resist the flow. Now I don't trust nobody at all. The flow is completely stopped. And when the flow becomes stopped, when the flow becomes restrictive to your heart chakra, now you start having back pains. Upper back pains begin to be powerful. Your blood pressure changes. Your anxiety goes up. You see the color green. Green stands out to you. Empathy becomes a threat. Everything that you love now you question. You lose all trust. Your discernment leaves you. Everything looks the same. Everyone looks the same. You're restricting the flow. The flow is being restricted, and you think, well, what do we call it? Well, I'm justified because it's not my fault. Blood pressure. I'm telling you, your blood pressure goes crazy. Right, Jason? Wait, Jason. Wait, what? You're not separating now, right? I'm telling you, but we stop the flow. And when you stop the flow of energy going to your heart, you know what you create? Your fruits. Your fruits that you create from that space. You don't like to taste it. When you bite off your own fruits, they taste terrible. So when you expect somebody to bite off your fruits, they don't like it either. Somebody come in your presence, they can't stand it because your fruits taste sour. If you go to a tree, okay, Jason, for real, for real, for real, we definitely do. If you go to a tree and you bite a grape, let's say you go to a grapevine and you get a grape and you eat it and you're sour, you throw away the grape. You're like, this tree is cursed. That ain't that what you all be thinking? Yeah, I am me. Oh, you taste the fruit. Sometimes people come in your presence that they taste your fruits and your fruit's sour too. And you think that they don't, yeah, right? Spiritual angel, they're bitter. And now you thinking that, you don't know what you want. No, your fruits are bitter. Your fruits are stale. Your fruits taste like crap. Them fruits ain't fruity. It's no longer fruity pebbles. It's crap, it's trash. A lot of times you don't even know the power that you don't even know the pain that you are bringing to yourself because you want to hold on to an emotion. Sometimes these emotions that you hold on to becomes your personality because you held them emotions for too long. Some of us walking around with an angry personality. Your whole personality is based out of one emotion, anger. How do you have a personality that's based on an emotion because you held it for so long because you cannot accept what happened? Now your emotion is a personality. How the hell does that work? But it does. Hey, mommy said it. How you doing? It does. We're walking around bitter. That's your whole person. How are you going to have a bitter personality? It's supposed to be a temporary experience. Now it becomes a permanent suffering. We stop in the flow. And when you stop the flow, nothing good comes from the flow. Yes, we feel justified in that emotions. We feel justified in that energy. We feel justified in that all them stuff. We feel justified in this suffering. But understand, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for long. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. It's just justified because on the outside, we have to stop. It's not worth it. The flow is messed up. Justified, but at what cost? We gotta stop the flow. So listen, self-love is very important. It's not just about, attracting the right person. F the right person. You hear me? Hey, Kitty, how you doing? It's not about finding the right person with self-love. It's not even that. You hear me? It's not even about bringing the right person into your life. Man, it's bringing the right life into another person. That went over many people's head. It's not even about self-love. Is not even about bringing the right person into your life, the right man or the right woman in your life. It's about bringing the right love, the right emotions, the right experience into the person. You have to be the right person. You have to be the right person. And when your flow is interrupted, I don't know what you are. Because if you're not giving off love, what are you giving off? That's the question. What's up, Cosmo Coach? Some people never dealt with their inner tantrum child within and want others to deal with it. Ain't that true though? Hey, Sean, I ain't seen you in a long time, Miss Smith. Where you been? Good morning, Belle. How you doing from Liberia? I'm telling you all, man. We hold on to this lack of self-love for selfish reasons. Somebody did this, somebody did that, somebody said this, and we blocking the energy. It is not worth blocking your energy from the flow. I'm telling you, by your fruits you are known. But if your fruits are bitter and sour, and we called it self-love. Many of us, we call self-love being selfish. Self-love is not selfish. It's not true. Self-love is not selfish. Because you cannot, whatever you experience on the inside is what you give on the outside. What's on the inside comes on the outside. As within, so without. There's nothing different. An apple tree cannot produce bananas. And I think I keep saying that for a specific reason. An apple tree cannot produce bananas. Good morning, Jenny. How are you doing? An apple tree cannot produce bananas. And when you understand that, look at your life and see what comes out. Look at your fruits and realize that your root is in that fruit. If it's anger and misery that comes out on the outside, then that's where your roots is in. Your root is anger and misery. And that's a hard realization. That's hard to realize because it makes you look at yourself. You can't look at your father, your mother. You can't look at your cousins. You can't look at your ex, your husband, your wife. You got to look at your roots. Because one thing I learned on this journey is this. Wayne Dyer, again, always said the same thing. He said, if you squeeze an orange, only orange juice comes out. It doesn't matter who squeezed it. It doesn't matter what time of the day it was squeezed. It doesn't matter how old is the person who squeezed it. It doesn't matter at all. So if you squeeze an orange, only orange juice comes out. Not apple juice, not grape juice, not mango juice, not pineapple juice, only orange juice. And it makes me realize, whatever comes out of me, I put it there. It's within me. And if it comes out, that means it's in there. Many times what we're doing, right? What we doing, man, what we doing, stuff comes out of us and we blame somebody else for letting it out. Let me know if that makes sense. Things come out of us. Hey, Aura, how are you doing? Things come out of us and we blame the other person for letting it come out. Like they put it there. Did that hit you yet? Sometimes things come out of us and we blame, instead of realizing and recognizing what's inside of us, we blaming people for bringing it out. We blame the narcissist. We blame the parent. We blame the ex. Thank you, Crone. We blame the man on the street. We blame the bum. We blame that dude, the ex-husband, the ex-wives, for what comes out of us. You should thank them for letting you recognize that something is inside of you to come out in the first place. Because you know why? Let me explain to you why. Your 5 senses. Your see, your sight, your hearing, your smell, your touch, everything is based on the outside. There are so much things going on the inside. It's all about self-love now. There's so much crap going on the outside. On the inside. On the outside. That you can see, touch, smell it. But there's so much stuff going on the inside that you can't see, you can't touch, you can't hear. But there's so much stuff going on. There's blood flow, there's feelings, there's emotions. You can't even see none of it. You can't see it, you can't taste it. You can't taste your inside. And the only way to know what's on the inside is when it comes out. And when the shit comes out, you want to fight the person who brings it out. Ain't that? You should be thankful to them to be able to swallow that hard pill and get rid of the ego. Yeah! How you know I needed to hear this? Oh, that's funny. When I sing, your voice comes out. What does that mean? Society is so confused. If a man can be a woman or vice versa, and other belief can be warped to justify any behavior or any situation. That is true. Russia said that's her. You have to look at yourself, right, Hope? Ain't that crazy? Listen, what we should do, we should thank, listen, we don't want to hear this. This song's so bad, right? Sometimes we're going to thank the people that what comes out, we can't stand it. What comes out, we take it personal. When we see what comes out of us, it reminds us of how ugly we are. Instead, it should remind you that something needs to be fixed. When you see what comes out, it is time to look on the inside. Oh, damn, this come out. When I learned this, I realized that the closest person to you will bring out some stuff. As a matter of fact, we choose the people in our lives to bring out what's inside of us. We don't even realize that. Many of us, the people that you choose in your life, is you chose them to bring out. That's why we keep saying, the only person that can make me so angry is my husband. The only person, nobody can piss me off like my wife. Nobody can make me jealous like my husband. Nobody can stimulate these emotions like my spouse. Our closest people are the ones that we allow ourselves to be fully free about. We don't. If I ask you that, you probably be like, no, that's not why I picked him. That's not why I picked her. Think about it. Don't forget to put them in their place. Go ahead, think about it. I remember one of my brothers told me once, man, my wife is the only one that makes me angry. Yeah, of course. That's why you chose her, brother. What do you mean? That's why you chose her. That's not why I chose her. Yeah, that's a reason. Believe it or not, that's the reason. You just, it wasn't a conscious reason. It wasn't, it wasn't a conscious decision. It was unconscious because you can be free, you can express, because you won't show that shit around people at work. You won't be free around people who you don't know. You can't be free and express yourself completely around strangers, but to your wife who knows you, you bring that shit out quick and then blame them for it. Ain't that what we do? See, this is where you if you understand this, if you understand this concept, it improves your relationship. It improves your life. It improves your friends. I'm telling you, it improves your entire life. Roots nurtures with love and gratitude produce better fruits than poison roots and envy. Facts, hate, and greed. When you see what comes out, is the beautiful part of it. Because you're like, oh, I have this inside of me. Oh, damn, I carry this too. Damn, I carry this. This is why we choose our partners, man. I'm telling you. And when your partners bring it out, is when you realize, oh my God, it's inside. Let's do some work. Why am I insecure? Why do I, the man or woman that you choose could make you feel the most insecure. Why? Oh shoot, what do I do? When I say the insecurity, how do I fix it? And a matter of fact, here's the deal. Here's the deal that we don't realize. I promise you this. If you are with somebody who brings up insecurity, I'm going to tell you this right here. And you're going to call me a liar, but I'm going to tell you this right here. I'm going to be honest with you all. Can I be honest for a second? Can I be honest for a second? Your mind. Blessings, Everett. Blessings. Blessings to you. Let me tell you all something. You see them people that we are with? You see them people that we are with? Who brings out this insecurity and jealousy and anxiety out of us? When we see those things come out of us, people ask, I can't leave them. When you see them things come out of you, and you take when you make a conscious decision to stop those emotions, to fix that part of you, to fix that insecure part of you, when you make a conscious decision to fix that part of you, do you understand that you have no longer attachment to them jokers? Do you understand that you will have no more attachments to them? Do you understand that you have no more need for them? Do you understand that you were just like, all the emotions that you was dwelling on is gone. Now you have no feelings for them. You're like, I don't know. This ain't gonna work anymore. Try it and see what happens. I'm telling you all the answer to the test. Because the only connection to them was those anger. The only connection to them, and the anger was strong, the only connection to them was your suffering. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The illusions will disappear. I'm telling you, it will. I want to let you know. When you see people bring out those things in you, like for instance, if you have an enemy, those enemies, as you call them, enemies. Yeah, Nani, when you have those enemies, when you see that they bring out of you some type of emotions, when you fix those emotions, right? Hey, Jennifer, when you fix those emotions, you will realize that they're no longer an enemy. You have no feelings for them, no attachments to them. You're like, you all right? Oh, you good? All right, good. All right, do your thing. You have no ties to them anymore because it's your emotions that ties you to people. See, we say we want healing, but we don't want to heal our own emotions. The ones we care about are the ones who we allow to dictate how we feel. We give our power away to others for approval and acceptance. I agree. It was instant, right? I'm telling you. It's a lot of things that we don't even realize that we are doing. We say we want healing, but we keep in the same emotions. The same emotion ties you to the same people. It ties you to the same experience, to the same past. It ties you to the same experiences. When you see what comes out of you, fix it. Don't get mad at the ones who bring it out. Don't get mad at your mirrors. See, your mirror will let you see what you are. Some of you can't see what you are because you are so focused on what the mirror. See, some of you all want to wipe the mirror clean. Some of you sometimes want to just, change the mirrors. Because this mirror is bringing out all kind of blemish. No, that's your face, baby girl. That's your face. If you exchange the mirror, the same thing comes out sooner or later. Seriously. Complex Chezek said, why is this guy keep yapping? Then stay here and hear me yap, man. You need to hear it. Stay here and hear me yap. Because if you keep wasting your time and hear me yap, and you're still here, that means you're kind of slow. How do you work on your emotions? That's a great question. You work on your emotions by choosing the emotion that you experience. You got to choose your emotions. You work on your emotions by choosing different emotions. Now, listen, there's hundreds of emotions. There are hundreds of emotions. Many emotions. The issue is we keep practicing the same ones over and over and over because we are not choosing them consciously. You see what I'm saying? We keep messing with the same emotions because that's what we recognize. Hey Denise, how you doing? When I'm mad, I have to respond. Well, why are you mad in the beginning? When you're mad, the question is, it's not the anger that's the issue, it's your ego. What are you trying to protect? What are you trying to defend? Why are you mad? Anger is not the problem. Let you understand this. Anger ain't the problem. Why are you angry? What are you defending? See, when you are angry, it's because you are defending someone. I see you have different content on the book. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? When you anger, you have to, why? You don't have to stop the ego. But what am I defending? See, a lot of times we get angry because we are defending our identity. This is rooted deep. Right? This is rooted deep. When you are angry, you are actually defending an identity. You are defending a thought. You are defending a belief. You are defending a part of you that you don't want to be known. So here comes the anger. It's just a result of you trying to defend someone or defend yourself. So the problem, again, is not about anger. It's about your ego trying to protect something. So what is it trying to protect? Those are what you do. Those are what you focus on. And when you ask those questions to yourself, what am I protecting? When you're sad, what have I lost? What have I really lost? See, emotions ain't the problem. So everybody keeps saying bad emotions, negative emotions. There is no negative emotions. None, not one. There is no negative emotions. It's deeper than emotions. Emotions just shows you what's going on. But we don't see what's going on because we're not thinking about it. We just see what comes out, but we don't see what's triggering it. Yeah. So you defended it. Anger is good for a man, bro. Anyways, but listen, many of us, we're just triggering it. Listen, some people are not listening. Some people are just want to come and respond. Anger is not bad for a man. Who said it was bad? I just said anger, there's nothing wrong with anger. Y'all just don't listen. That's the problem. Y'all don't listen. And let me, what do I try? I don't know why, man. I don't know why. Here I am doing the Lord's work. And this joker's coming. But listen, seriously. We have to understand, man, what comes out. People say things for response and attention. Yeah. What comes out is inside of us first. We must control anger, not vice versa. Facts. Anger is a distraction from what you don't want to believe or admit about yourself because you know it's true. That is true too. Self-love, man. Self-love is about removing all the barriers that we place on ourselves. Self-love is about removing all them barriers that we place on ourselves. Self-love is not just about going to the gym, going to a nice dinner by yourself. Because everybody, self-love is, we only hear self-love when we're single. We start saying stuff like self-love is the best love. No, 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 no. Self-love should always be experienced and always expressed. But we only want to bring up self. See, when you are married in a relationship, we don't talk about self-love. We don't ever say self-love. We don't ever repeat those things. No self-love conversations. But as soon as we get angry, as soon as we get single, somebody ghosts you, somebody left your ass, here comes the self-love talks. Here comes the self-love post. Self-love is the best love, and I love my. Listen, stop the cap, because love shouldn't stop. Love should never stop. Love should never stop. Self-improvement should never stop. Peace should never stop. Understanding should never stop. But all of a sudden it stops. We get in a relationship, it stops. The problem why we suffer so much, the problem why we need so much healing is because you stopped. The flow stopped. Now you want to fix the flow because the flow stopped. It's not the man. You're not healing from the man. You're not healing from the woman. You're healing from the flow. It stopped. The flow stopped. It's not the man, because no matter what in your life, if the flow is flowing, life continues to be perfectly fine. Because that man or that woman don't affect the flow, except if you give them power to. So we always, self-love is the best love when you get single. Self-love is the best love because nobody wants you. Self-love is the best love because I'm celibate. Self-love is the best love. Self-love is the best love whether you're single, married, in a relationship, in a commitment. If you are sick, if you're tired, if you're drained, it doesn't stop. Stop stopping the flow because you find somebody. Many of us are stopping it because we found somebody. So now we stop self-improvement. We stop creating boundaries. We stop reminding ourselves. We stop manifesting these experiences. We stop being happy. We try to control this, control that. We stop in the flow, man. That's why we suffer. What about somebody that continues to aggravate you, even if you try to stay away? That depends on their, how far. At one point, I had to leave the country to experience freedom. I had to leave the country one time to experience a whole lot of by myself stuff. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Now, the reason why people aggravate us is because many times, listen, if somebody keep poking you, right? If somebody keep poking you, and you pay them no mind, they poke you. I know this sounds stupid. Somebody poke you, poke you, poke you, poke you, poke you, poke you. After a while, you realize that's their nature. And when you say that that's their nature, poke you. After a while, they stop because they're bored. They become bored. But every time they aggravate, or every time they say something or do something, and you give them energy, you're making them grow. Remember, whatever you give energy to grows. Whatever you give energy to, it grows. And a lot of people, their aggravation is growing because you're giving it too much energy. You're giving it too much time and awareness. So they keep doing it. So sometimes you got to cut off. The quickest way to cut off attention is to stop giving you energy. And vice versa. You have to learn when to starve their energy, your energy. You got to cut it off. If you cut your energy off to them, they will stop. They will stop sooner or later. You got to shut it down. Because that's their nature. And nothing that you can say or do will stop them besides stopping your energy. Cut it off. Cut that damn ties. Cut that emotional connection. Cut the response. Stop giving them energy. Stop giving people your energy and wondering why they're growing. Because no matter what energy that you give them, they're going to grow. Listen, look at social media. Look at social media, right? Seriously. You give somebody energy, they will grow. No matter what type of content they have. If you give Netta and Charles energy, look at their content. They grow. You give other people energy, they grow. And you give singers who can't sing energy, it grows. It doesn't matter. See, we think good energy makes people grow. No. Energy is energy. There's no good or bad energy. It's just energy. We give everybody on social media, all them people who come on here talking stuff, all them people, we give them our attention and wonder why they keep growing. Why do your platform keep growing? Listen, many of us, like for instance, I'm just naming this one. We give Charles and Miss Netta energy. Millions and millions. It don't matter what you give to them. We give Kevin Samuels energy. Not saying that we shouldn't. Grew. Everything that you give energy to. But many times we think if we plant a poison tree and an apple tree in the same soil, we always assume the apple tree grows faster. No, it doesn't. If you plant an apple seed and a poison tree seed in the same soil, which one grows faster? They both grow at the same pace because it's the soil that do it. It's not you don't have a listen. You don't have a choice. John Blake, my lunch is ready. I'm telling you. Exactly, and no matter what. So if you give energy to something, it grows. There is no such thing as negative energy. Whatever energy you give it, it grows. It's whatever you give energy to. It has to grow. Because energy is the life force of all of us. It's just energy. So if you don't want relationships or want aggravation or stop giving energy to it. Give energy to what you want to give energy to. Sometimes we give energy to thoughts of having the wrong people. I don't want the wrong I don't want the wrong person. And men are cheaters and men are liars. You're giving energy to those men who are cheaters and liars, and that's what you attract because you make it bigger in your world because you give energy to it. So now that's all you're gonna see. You're not seeing the ones who are quality. You're not seeing the ones who are qualified. You're not seeing the good ones. You're seeing the ones that you are thinking about. That's what thoughts do. But we don't even realize it. That's the power of thoughts. If you're gonna think about something continuously, you're giving it your attention. And if you give it your attention, you give it your energy. And if you give it your energy, it's drawn to you. Because what you give energy to is looking at you because you are the one who's feeding it. If you give a stray dog food, the stray dogs look at you like, hey, you my keeper now. I'm looking for you every day. Where's Kirk? Where is Kirk? I expect food. So when you're giving these people your energy, they're looking for you. Listen, if you're giving these feelings, energy, feelings of sadness, and all these feelings, them feelings are looking for you every day. Why do you think these feelings come back? Why do you think these feelings always come back? Feelings of feeling lonely. They've been looking for you, Aura. You feel lonely every day. The lonely keep looking for you now because you're feeling it. It's emotions. Emotions is actually energy in motion, right? And the body experiences energy. The body don't experience negative energy. It experiences energy. And based on the fuel from your emotion is how the body experiences you. Based on your fuel. So if you feed the body some fried chicken and some french fries, when you go back to work, you get sleepy. I can't stay awake. But if you go to lunch, you eat a yogurt and a fruit and some water, you awaken. Why is that? Because the energy that you feed to yourself. So many of us feeding ourselves all this anger and resentment and wondering, why am I so tired? Hey, Toba, how you doing? Long time to see. I don't know why. I can't. My body just feels so weak. I gotta drink coffee. Hey, what's up, King Kubaba? How you doing? I gotta drink some coffee when I woke up. Because you're feeding yourself based on what emotion that you are experiencing. Right, cousins? Based on the emotions that you are practicing is how the body experiences energy. It's the energy that you experience. Emotions are your fuel. So the mind looks for a response. The mind travels, right? The mind travels around the world. Yeah, Miranda, what you seeking you? The mind travels around the world. Listen to how the mind works, okay? I'm going to give you a lesson about how the mind works, okay? Let me tell you how beautiful the mind really is. Let me tell you how beautiful the mind really is. Y'all want to know how beautiful the mind is? And you all think the mind is ugly? The mind is this, the mind is that. The mind is not ugly or beautiful, but let me tell you how powerful the mind really is. Mind is very powerful. Let me tell you what the mind does. The mind travels looking for energy, right? Looking for reactions. Hey Lynn, it just travels. The mind just travels. And whatever the mind travels to, that you give it a reaction, It stops. It's like musical chairs. When the mind travels and it feeds and you react to something, it stops. And that's the energy that you begin to create for your body. When it stops at a memory where you was being abused, energy is experienced in the body. I don't know this is how it works. Energy begin to be experienced in the body. You begin to feel anxious. You begin to feel angry. And that energizes the body. It's energy, people. You don't care if you eat a fried chicken wing and greasy hamburger, you still eat it, right? Well, the body still wants it, don't it? The body wants an apple for those of us who eat apple. Am I lagging? You all can't hear me? Am I lagging you all? The body still wants the apple because that's what it's used to get energy from. Understand, the mind travels. It thinks about something goes there, bam, that's what I want. So here I go, feeling anxious. That energizes the body. So the body is experiencing energy. That's what the body needs to survive. That's what the body needs to survive. So the body begins to survive on the energy that you give it. Just like what you eat. Just like what you drink. It's energy. It's looking for energy. So understand this. If you understand that's how it works, you let the mind run. Let the mind go. Let the mind travels. And when you find something that you like, focus on that. And see the energy that comes from that. See, if you think things of gratitude or gratefulness, things of love and joy, the body burns. The fuel is burning a lot cleaner. See, it's higher octane energy, fuel. If you think about love and peace and happiness, the body feels alive. It burns a lot clearer. If you think about anger and depression and this and that, the body burns lower and it makes you more tired and frustrated. We need to choose what stays. When the mind is running, let the mind run in peace. But if you don't react, the mind keep going. If you don't react, the mind keep going. And when you start reacting, bam, pause. You stay there for 3 hours, sometimes 6 weeks in the same thought, same feeling. You're giving the body energy. The body needs energy. It's not good or bad. You think the mind knows what's good or bad energy? It doesn't. The mind does not know what is good or bad energy. The body is just experiencing energy. That's what you are doing. Thank you, Lynn. We need to relearn what you have been taught first before we can even start understanding ourselves. Ain't that true though? That's a damn fact. I think that's where people fail, Miranda. People never learn what you and Kirk teach. Again, Kirk, I love the hairstyle today. It makes you look happy. Thank you. Thank you, NB. Thank you. I stumbled upon your jewels this morning. Well, thank you, Jen. I hope you enjoy. 12-7. 12-7-11? 12-7 even? Reprogramming. But I'm telling you, that's how the mind works. How do people pull themselves out of depression if no one ever taught them how? You are right. Because nobody teaches us these things. Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. Nobody teaches these things at all, man. We're not taught these things. We just react. And that's why, because, listen, here's the thing. Here's how, sometimes, right? Here is how we have to learn these things. Sometimes we have to leave the people that we are used to and go around people who are doing and living the lifestyle that we want. If you want to attract wealth to your life, sometimes you have to leave where you are at and go around people who are experiencing wealth so that you get into their programming. You start to see how easy it is for them. Then your mind becomes open to understanding that it's not difficult, right? Gonna rise and unique. So sometimes you have to leave your comfort zone. Hey, Tiana. You're going to leave your comfort zone and find friends like I have. I found many friends, and it's called authors and books. I found many friends on YouTube. I found many friends, writers. I found many friends who are spiritual people. I found many friends like Wayne Dyer, and I don't know them in person, but I listen to their teachings all the time, and they are different information. So I reprogram my own consciousness. I reprogram my mind. Hey, China, I begin to watch these things every single day. Every day. You all don't know how long it took me to reprogram my mind. It took me years and years. You all want to do it overnight. It doesn't work. It took me years and years and years and years. Thank you, Sherelle. It took me years. Listen, you all don't understand. These books, I stayed with these books for hours reading, practicing, closing my eyes, experiencing. manifesting, meditating. I'm like, I got to find a way. It took me many, 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 many years, but I had to stop doing what I know to do and do something different. I had to do it on a regular basis. You have to reprogram your mind by doing things over and over and over and over and over and over. And it's boring as hell, but you do it and you do it again and you do it again. How do you get out of depression? You practice new emotions. Because the ones, all right, Carlos, I see you, man. The ones that you've been practicing, feeling insecure, feeling angry, is a practice. Now, many times, of course, it's said that a chemical stuff is missing in your mind, in your brain. I get it. But you practice certain. How did I change my anxiety? I had to practice feeling different emotions every single day. Every day I had to practice. And I practice, even when you don't want to do it. Even when you wake up in a bad mood, you practice and you practice. And I had to practice holding on. How do you change your emotions? You practice a new one. Emotions has to be practiced. Because what we are doing when we are always angry, we are practicing and rehearsing anger. We don't see it that way. We think it's just a reaction. You practice and you rehearse anger. You practice and rehearse jealousy. You practice and rehearse all these things so these things come naturally. They come easily. But what if you practice peace every single day? What if you practice being at peace 20 minutes every morning? You practice experiencing, you practice changing your mind. You practice changing your pictures in your mind. You practice your body relaxing. You practice, you just breathing. You practice. What if you do that every single day? After a while, the body says, I love this feeling. Thank you. Thank you, Chesney. The body says, I love this feeling. Let me do it again. You begin to crave it. You begin to crave the experience of this peaceful, quiet spot. We don't want to do that because that takes too much time. What's the best way to do it? That's the best way. You practice new emotions. You gotta practice this. Because over the years, you have been practicing the other way. And look, this is what he got you. You can't take 6 days to unprogram or reprogram or to stop what you have been in your spirit. You have to do it over and over and over and over. For the past 40 years, you've been getting angry in traffic. Seriously. Frustrating as hell too, but it's possible. That's all we need. We have to practice. What books do you recommend for empowerment, self-love, emotions? Woo! I don't really have. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna have to look at my books on my walls. If I had my books on my walls right behind me right now, I would probably tell you right now, but I can't. So I'll make another conscious decision to post a video about that. Okay? Thank you. On top, Camel. Practice makes improvement. We gotta practice, man. Hey, thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. But you gotta use to practice. But we don't. But what we're doing, we're just taking life as it is. We just reacting to everything that happens. That's why we can't be happy. The outside life will be what it is, but we can't. The sun comes out, the moon comes out, it doesn't come out. The rain comes out, the trees. No, it looks gloomy, and we can't let the outside affect us. We practice a lot of what society programs us to think. That is true and feel. These feelings got to be practiced. These feelings, listen, the feeling, the way I like how Dr. Joe Dispenza put what feelings are. Hey, Julia, the way how he explained it is feelings are just records of the past. It's just past expressions. It's just past. A lot of things are just past. The body operates on past. The body operates on memory. 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 It's just memory. And we have to understand, since it's just memory, sometimes what comes up in the body, it is not based on what's going on in your life currently. It's based on memory. It's based on what's practiced. If you eat every day at 3 p.m., every day, hey, Soulful Spirit, how you doing? Every day at 3 p.m., you're going to be hungry. It's not even because you need to eat. It's because what the body practice, the body keeps score. The body operates on memory. If you get a cut If you get a cut on your arm, you might realize that the way how you bleed is not based on the cut. The way how you bleed is based on a memory of the last time that you got cut, or how you saw somebody in your mind got cut, and the body begins to react the same way. Understand, man, this body is based on memory. So when these feelings come back, it's just memory. So what it tells you, to remember a feeling, change your feelings. Change them. Change your feelings. Feel something what you want. Feel what you want. Feel what you want. Feel what you want. Feel it again. Do it again. Do it again. Let it go. Do it again. Do it again. And after a while, the body remembers. Do it again. Do it again. New feeling. Do it again. See, because listen, one thing about us, we can feel poor. Don't it? That's fact. One thing about, we know how to feel poverty. We know how to feel sick. We know how to feel lonely. We know how to feel angry. We know how to feel all these things. But do we know how to feel wealthy? No. Why not? How come I can't feel wealthy? How do you feel wealthy? That's the point. How do you feel healed? I don't know. That's a good question. But if you can't feel and figure it out, then how can you actually get there? You can't. You can't. You have to practice these feelings. You have to practice this over and over again. See, we know the body gets back into a normal. We are just habits of, or what's it called? Creatures of habits. Our brain does not know what's real or not, so we choose our thoughts carefully. How do you feel healed? How do you feel healed is a good question. Until you know how to feel healed, you can't tell your cells anything. You see, until you know how to feel anything, it's kind of hard to convince your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind operates on feelings and repetition, not words. I can tell myself I'm healed, but if I don't know how to feel healed, then it doesn't strike up. It doesn't start the healing process. It doesn't start the healing process. It doesn't start the healing process. You have to learn how to feel healed. So to feel healed, you're going to create a picture in your mind. If you were healed, what would you be doing? How would you be thinking? How would you be feeling? What would you be doing right now? What would you be doing differently? And you begin to imagine yourself doing it. You begin to imagine yourself doing it. You begin to feel free. You begin to be grateful. You begin to see yourself running and jogging. You begin to see yourself in a gym squatting. That's how you connect to that. See, if you can connect to a picture, the feelings will come. If you can connect to a picture in your mind, because how do you feel sick? Because there's a picture in your mind telling you what sickness feels like. There's a picture in your mind telling you what poverty feels like. There's a picture in your mind telling you what anger feels like. There's always a picture in your mind. So if you can create a picture in your mind, you can create a feeling. Every feeling generates from a picture that you have in your mind. Thank you, Ali. Thank you so much. I feel pretty. Right? Oh, Lord. We put ourselves through things twice. Not can everyone's drink over walking past from the squats. If we can watch movies on TV and experience what their character are feeling, that is facts. That helps really good. It's the same thing when you use our imagination. It's the same exact thing. If you can watch a movie and you see a rich man or wealthy man experiencing his wealth, you can actually connect to the feeling. Sometimes people teach us feelings. As a matter of fact, that's where most of them come from. Hey, Star. Sometimes we are taught these feelings too. That's where most of them come from. We are taught these things. Yeah, or me neither. Me either. Listen, I gotta go. I have a meeting in 20 minutes. And I came to the gym. I'm in the gym parking lot. I haven't even went in the gym yet, but I can't even stay here. I've been running my mouth. I'll come back later on, I guess. And when I come back later, I'm not going live either. I like to go live outside. I don't know why. I don't like to go live inside the house anymore. I like to go live outside. So when I come to the gym is when I use my time to go live. But I came to the gym. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Ashley. I came to the gym. The gym is behind me. I went in. You got me talking, running my mouth. Now I have to go home for my meeting. And you aren't even say, Kirk, you've been talking for an hour 114. I've been talking for that long? Julia, I'm not going to the gym anymore. Thank you so much, Kirk. Many blessings to you too. Tiana, Disney taught us a lot. It does. I mean, it sure did. You all, thank you all for being here. Hey, Hillary. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Supernova, you said stop chatting now, right? Do I come live every day? Not every day. Some days. I don't know. I don't have a. My life has no structure. And what that means is not what you think it means. It means I don't do plans. I just do things when I'm ready. Thank you, Jamisha. Thank you so much. Because we're selfish. Because we're. Not you again. Well, you keep showing on my. Wasn't you just here? Complex. Wasn't you just here telling me? Hey, I'm here though. Oh my lord, you all be funny, boy. You all have a blessed day, all right? I'll see you guys later. Boy, you all, I think that y'all can hurt somebody's feelings, huh?